So today we're going to start doing some more work on our 1942 Harley WLC. There's a bunch of stuff that we can continue on with headlight, horn, front fender, toolbox, and a lot more. So stick around and watch as we continue getting this bike ready to go back on the road. So in order to get the headlight mount, we have to also look at the horn mount because it's all ties in together. So there's a lot of small components, various years. I've been collecting a bunch of stuff, so I was trying to figure out exactly what pieces I need. This is the setup here we're using. This is a later version. So there's a lot of small components, spring washers and stuff. You can see how they're bent. It's had tension, and then there's the horn. So, got to figure all this out. So we're going to start off to install the headlight mount in this position. We have to take these nuts off and lock washers off the ride control. The studs backed off far enough that we can get it in without any problems. And what this does is it just slows down the rebound. So you can tighten this up, and there's pucks in here. And so when you're going down the road and it starts kind of bouncing around, you can slow it down. It just adds a bit of friction. So we've got the headlight in position. The mount in position. Put the lock washers back on. Even if you look at the nuts, there's a bit of a round kind of flared end, like it's raised as opposed to this side. So this is the side I would use. That goes against the lock washer. So again, I always use washers, lock washers, nuts. Back in this era, they didn't have like lock nuts, nylon lock nuts. The newer mounts that come out, I think they came out in 46. They have a built-in mount for the horn. So all the pieces that are black, that's all parkerized. So that's a chemical process, kind of like gun bluing, that seals the metal. It kind of coats it, and I do it here. I've done it for a couple of years now on my own, and get good results of it. I like the look of it. It's got a nice look against the flat green. So if you ever wondered kind of how I learned this, or if I'd taken any courses, or I work in a cemetery. I've worked in a cemetery for 30 years. Learned a lot about fixing equipment, and I've just always been into motorcycles. So it's just always been there. I just love tinkering, love building things. So we got the headlight mount on. So here's the headlight. This is an original headlight, but the mounting, these are supposed to be screws, but they were all stripped and everything, and this was kind of something I just put some, these will be all cut down, but I had to just kind of retro it a bit. And you can tell it's an original one. On the very back it says Cycle Ray. These are expensive headlights now, especially in good shape. You know, just ridiculous amounts of money for a headlight. It's tough to always buy original parts. So this will go on top of here. But before we do that, we'll get our wiring all sorted, and we'll cut these down. So the next order of business is getting the top mount for the horn installed. So we'll start with that. This one goes on this mount here, and that's where the springs, there's like a collar in here and a guide that you can grease, and so we'll put it on here. The paint's giving us a bit of a hassle here, so I'm gonna have to clean that up a bit. So I'm preparing the fender to drill it for the toolbox, because I thought I should probably drill this before I put the headlight, which could get in the way of my drill. You know, use some painter's tape. So I didn't have one of these toolboxes when I first got this project, and only got this about a year ago. And this is a 1942 Canadian only front fender toolbox. Goes on like so. What I have to do is I have to go and measure another fender of mine and get the position of the holes just right. But these are really rare nowadays to find an original, and the easy to spot a 42 Canadian WLC Harley is because of that front fender toolbox. 1 year only. In the last 6 months, I've been lucky. I got an original, new old stock, one without a key, so it doesn't have the key here, and that would be the first 3290 1942 Harley, Canadian Harleys, Canadian spec Harleys, we'll call it that. Then I found another new old stock, one with a key. This one wasn't new old stock, but it was in beautiful shape. Like, I mean, it could have been new old stock. It just, like, it is perfect. There is not a single dent in it. So, you know, it probably was new old stock. Just had a little bit of shelf wear, but, you know, hard to find. Very hard to find. If you have one, hit me up. I want it. I could use it for another build. I don't plan on stopping building these bikes. So that's pretty much where it's gonna go. I'm gonna, like I said, I'll do my measurements. And this would go just about here. And this is a 1940, this is an original, 1942. And there's two versions of this. This is, I believe, the early version. It's a blackout light, and inside it's serrated. They allow the light to only go down. And but I'm gonna use this one on another build. My next build, I'm gonna try and go as perfect as I can. Like, I'm actually gonna really challenge myself and get, you know, every bolt to correct, everything correct, like really correct. And so I'm gonna save this one and save one of those toolboxes for it. So we'll get some measurements and we'll start looking at drilling this out. Again, I didn't have the fender, I didn't have the toolbox before I got the fender painted, so otherwise I would have drilled it. So no sooner did I get to this point that I look at this again and realize I do have an original one. I not only have one, I got two. One on this fender, one on that fender. Damn it. So I'm gonna pull this one off, and I'll have to get it parkerized. But you can see how much different it is. It's not out as far, and damn it. It's all part of the learning process. So after I do that, I go back to my manual and realize that I'm using a later one on here. So all that, back to the drawing board. Don't know everything. Don't try and make it sound like I know everything. Just didn't realize that one. So we'll fix that. We'll now replace that again. Yeah. Maybe these early mornings are just not conducive to getting the correct parts on. Oh, hold on. We'll get her fixed. So I got the new mount put in, and way better. Can't believe I didn't catch that one. But that's all, you know, that's how it is sometimes. And now I can position the toolbox, and it'll actually come closer, which is where it should be. So I've got this original military Fender here. It still has the original bolts in the position that the toolbox would go. And when I put it on, just over top, front two are perfect. The back one's off a bit, and then this one's off. Either way, when I kind of position everything, it just, there's one that's just a little bit off. And when I put it on the front fender of this bike, I'm off again. Like it just doesn't want to fit just perfect. I've done my measurements and I've put some lines on, and that one side works really nice. This one's off a little bit, and then if I put this one equal, now the back really moves over. You can see the height difference, and it doesn't line up with the fender. So when I measure between the two mounts on the box itself, there's, you know, about an 1/8 difference. So the distance between the two, one side's like 9 on the dot, and the other one's about 8 7/8. So, you know, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill that hole out, put the bolt in, and then just keep kind of playing with it, trying to get it just as, you know, as good as I can. But basically the distance between here and here are different from side to side, and just could be just how the mounting brackets were put on back in the day. It's hard to tell, but something's not perfect. But it's, you know, this is military application. I mean, they were punching these things out, so there's gonna be some variances, but we'll get it as good as we can. So after getting the two front mounts installed, I don't got any nuts on the back, just so I can kind of play around with it. What I've been trying to do is center it using a couple of different points. So if you kind of look down here, it kind of looks pretty good, and the mount is very close on the back. And if I take a straight edge, kind of put it here, you'll see it lines up basically with the center of that, and that should be equal because all the spacings are the same. There's a little bit loose here, but if I do the same on the bottom, so I'm off a little bit on this side. So if I do the same position on the bottom on this side, you'll see it's kind of right in line with it. So I'm off on the planes with how the toolbox positions up, but the mounts are nice. And the spacing from here to here is the same. So there's somewhere in here, there's some tweaking. I'm not sure if it's the fender, you know, that isn't right. Even on the original fender with the original holes, there was an 1/8 inch discrepancy between the center to the edge of the fender on kind of kitty corner. So these two were on the original. The box would have been cocked a little bit this way. You know, it would have been cocked a little bit, but you know, that's where they put it. It fit. And even this one when I measure from the center of the rivet to where I want it, I'm off a little bit. It's not symmetrical here to here to here to here, but the box fits the fender nice. And then this is symmetrical to here. So there's, you know, somewhere on the mounting brackets, you know, there might be a little bit of twisting, and that just accents as soon as you go over this plane, this, you know, a foot, you know, like a 1/16 of an inch cocked this way could add up quite a bit on that side. So I kind of have to decide, do I want the box to kind of fit nice and look pretty close, or have it bang on, have it very identical on this plane in line with this? So, you know, the way the mounting brackets fit is almost more important than the alignment, because these are contoured to the fender. You can see how they just follow. So I think I'm gonna drill the last 2 holes and then just kind of let it fall where it wants to. So I'm gonna remove the tape. I'm pretty happy with that. It's got a little bit of, it's a bit, but once I pull the tape off, that might rectify it, maybe. But yeah. Cool. So we've removed the tape. Got the toolbox mounted. It's pretty nice. It's fitting pretty good. We still have to take off this mount and get it reparkerized, and then we can finish the installation of the horn. We'll do some wiring. So I guess now we'll work on getting the headlight mounted. So we cut the studs down, and it's unfortunate that I couldn't use the original hardware, but like I said before, these were all stripped, and I wanted something that's gonna hold, because I don't want my headlights going off when I'm riding. So what we'll do is, this is always a pleasure trying to get a headlight on. I've done this in the past. It's easier to hold the washer, lock washer, and the nut and spin the headlight a few times just to get started, and somehow with your fingers in this really tight spot. Just gotta watch and push it against it so you don't scratch your mount. There's not a lot of room here. While I'm tightening this up, I just want to say thanks. Thanks everyone for all your support. Thanks for watching these videos. I hope you're enjoying them. I hope you learned something from them. I hope you get a little taste of what it takes to, you know, get these bikes back on the road after so many years of laying waiting. What you don't see is a lot of hours of, you know, prepping, finding the right hardware, seeing if you got the right parts, finding, locating, even sourcing, you know, new, original, used parts, and then you know, like I did today, I messed up on the horn mount. I just got the wrong year and wrong application, but you know, we got figured out today. But I just want to say thanks. You guys are, I'm enjoying this this YouTube experience. I've always shared on other platforms in the past, but this really allows me to kind of show everyone everything it takes to build these bikes, not just a couple pictures. You know, it's a, you know, it shows the entire process, and you know, I'm trying to show you the ups and downs, the good times and the bad, as far as, you know, fitment, and you know, I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it and say I know everything, because I sure don't. I just want you know, I want to be true to this whole thing, this whole experience, this whole journey, just so you can see, you know, everything that goes with it. You know, there's, you know, I have had to edit out quite a few times of me, you know, basically swearing, because I get frustrated like everyone else. You know, nothing's perfect. But there you go. You know, yeah, this is a whatever 20-25 minute video. We got the toolbox mounted, we got the horn mounted, we got the headlight mounted, and hey, it's a big step. I mean, I love it. I love the look of it. I love the front fender toolbox. It's just so, you know, it's a Canadian spec Harley, and I love that fact. So again, if you like this, like and subscribe. You know, comment. You know, am I you know, putting too much time tightening a bolt or not enough? Tell me your thoughts. If you enjoy seeing it, great. You know, if you're learning something, tell me. If there's something that you want to see more of, tell me. Until the next video, where I'm not sure what we're gonna do, but we'll continue getting this bike back on the road. Probably do a bit of wiring on the next video, and probably the coil, and then we can start putting on the air cleaner and so on. Yeah, till then, have a great day.